Welcome back to the channel, y'all. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. We got more best of one games. We got Ravemon facing off against Sakuyamon. Whilst they're getting sorted and ready for this best of one, I say thank you to all of the members at the Megas. We do have Justice Josh, who is an ultimate hero on YouTube as well as a tier 3 on Twitch. And then we got Tommy Tricks on the sticks, Tommy NT, 3 Strike Rule, and Bradley Rob at the ultimates. For the champions, we got Shinikari Copy Deus, DHM, Solar Ouroboros, Seb Bainbridge Fumes, Andy Fing, Squiddy to Benji Gibber, and Thomas Yates. The rookies, Greatness Beam and Balfi. And then for the Digi-Eggs, we want to say a thank you to our new Digi-Egg, Evan Turner, then Yuxo, Solandis Sains, Christian Royal, Walter Caceres, Rose Pierce, John Esposito, and Jambo TCG. Looks like we do have the rookie in the back and then a Peckmon. So we're setting up those on deletions should this stack disappear. And we're going to have the early mem setter played out this time from Saf. Going to see the training is going to pick up a Gabumon. So we're seeing a lot of the off rookies. And then this time, the training is going to find the boost. So we're setting up the little block string. Alright. Evolving for 2. We're going to see the plugin. Ooh, 2 plugins. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Force plugin just played. The problem is he's going to be losing memory. So as much as he would love to try and clear this, looks like we're going to swing, and then we're going to play the pause plugin, which is going to -2, and then he's going to do it. So that is going to be a full hammer spark, and then that's going to be the full body traded. Honestly, if I was Safta, I would have liked to see the green plugin taken, because if you're going to try and play for the blocker trade, you'd be able to swing, get the Evo, and then get the bounce. But ultimately, chose to go for playing for the stack, and it looks like we're missing the other rookies, so defo mistake here. Going to crack the training to go into the Peckmon, which would play a Keenan, but it looks like we're missing one. We're going to go into the Chromon, which does have the when attacking, but instead we're just going to go straight with the Ravemon, swinging with yamming. And then end of attack, it is going to delete itself, which we're going to pop a, I think it's level 5 or lower. We get to pitch 1, is that pitch 2 from hand because it's the Falco. Add the top card of security to his hand as well, because we were under 9. So now he has to figure out what he wants to pitch. He's going to pitch the Rika and the Sakuya. Interesting. We're going to gain a memory back, and then we're just going to slam the blocker down. To start establishing a level 4 to start going up into the next one. Do actually have the 4 here, but because he chose to commit it early, we're kind of behind now. Back comes the Ravemon at the end of the opponent's turn, which means it can attack during this one. Bomba Clat in once again. And looks like we're just going to play the Keenan to pass turn. Nothing major, but I mean, Saf is really behind now. He does actually have to just kind of make this one work. I'm going to draw, and then do we reveal the green plugin? No plugins hit off the top there, which means we're actually going to have to... I just don't know what you go from here. He kept the blue plugin, so he can go in for 0 cost into... with a jamming check. He'll get the draw 1, he'll get a little bit of shrink. But it looks like we're just going to go into the Dormon, and then we're not dead yet in theory. In theory. Start of main we do game 1, of course. Swing in with the jamming, and then Amina Okabari is going to pop the Ravemon and pop the stack, which should just mean that, like, there's no way that Sakuyamon makes it back from this situation. Pause plugin is going to shrink off the Gabumon, but it's done what it needed to do. It's gained us the 1 memory, which means we can go for what would be a 1 choke with the Keenan. And he's just going to choose to pitch off a card. I'm kind of surprised he pitched off the card, because the Keenan... Oh, and the Keenan would have kept turn if he didn't pitch off. And considering he needs this extra turn for the training, I don't super hate that. We're going to slam down this, but the Ravemon's going to come back. And yeah, that is just going to be a quick old cleanup. Best of 1 is brutal. But with so much time left on the round, I think they are going to play out some friendlies after. So yeah, game 1 and the important game going to Saf.
Matrix Digivolution.
Yeah, today's sponsor is me. I appreciate everyone supporting me as they have. And there are plenty of other ways to support the memberships. Twitch Prime and all of that are great ways to do so, and just making sure that in addition to slapping like down and making sure you are subscribed, there are plenty of other things that I do that I really love doing, and take a lot of work, and appreciate if you guys also gave them a shout and gave us some honest feedback on them, because the only way we can make them better is if people tell us what they like and dislike. But yeah, that's it for today's sponsor. Appreciate you if you didn't skip it. Back to the video. Once again, big thank you to everyone that has been supporting the channel at all the various tiers. Getting the shoutouts done at the beginning of the video, just in case we don't get to see a full best of 3 or best of 2 or whatever it is. If you have been liking these silly week games, and let me know what you think of the best of 1 format. It is coming up for regionals and things like that, so there will be best of 1 footage on the channel in October when I get to record the Glasgow regionals. So yeah, what do you think about getting best of 1 for locals footage and things like that? And also, whilst you're down in the comments, let me know what Digimon you're interested in general, like you'd like to see videos on. Do got Falcomon, and we're going to see the Pekmon in the back here for this bonus game number 1, otherwise known as game 2. This time we have the Ravemon in the back, and I don't dislike either of them in the back. I think in this instance, you do just build to the 2. I prefer this line with the EX2 in the back, and then maybe you either hard play the Rika, or you just put the blocker down to take the early chip off, which actually I don't hate at all. Ravemon is a weird one where it doesn't really like swinging unless it's going into the Chromon or Ravemon, which I guess you would have theoretically been able to do anyway, but just building up the bird in the back. You probably, in all honesty, should just promote here. Like, you promote, you do your Talmon goes down. If he has Ana Akari, then sure, but also just evolving over the body in the front. Just make sure they get their Rika. We are going to add top card of security to hand, which is going to be a training, but then chooses to pitch off a training and a second Rika. We do get to play a Falcomon in the process. Interestingly, no pop this time. Maybe it only pops level 4s or lower. I'm going to the Pekmon to set up the blocker, and then over comes the Falcomon. Do get the search and a second Ravemon picked up. It's a retail blocker though, which is big yikes. Like, the Falcomon giving itself retail and then blocker does make things very, very difficult, but that's only if it lives. Gonna have these Sakuya go straight through. Obviously, it would have loved to swing and get extra value, but if he swings now and gets to play any plugin, we should be able to kill off the Pekmon. Swing. We're going to draw 1, gain 1, and then we're going to be able to double clear here with the pause plugin, which does mean we get to swing in with no jamming. 11k into security. It does live though. We are going to hit the purple mem boost, and interestingly not holding on to the green plugin, instead just going for a keeping the training, so that way can try and rebuild when I wouldn't hate the Ravemon swinging to trade here. Yeah. Well, top security once again, but there's a brand new Sakuya. Has lost the level. Okay, no, we still got a Domon, so with the Rika we'll be able to still establish a second body here. So we're going to crack the boost and go into a Falcomon to try and find another body, and we're going to pick up the Falcomon. No, choosing the Pekmon in the end, just to establish a blocker. It just makes him have to work slightly harder for it. Never mind, not even the blocker. It's going to play the Mem Setter. Rika in the back. Training. This will bounce the Pekmon straight away. And then, so if he kept the green plugin, we'd be able to go into Kuzuha. We do have the memory, so I guess in theory, you still Kuzuha here. Like, you Kuzuha, evolve for 3, Kuzu play Megalospark. We're going to get the value out of it. Keep turn, and then choosing to go for the Renamon to go searching for the top, which I think is the correct thing to do. It's only 1. It's a Rika and a Sakuya, so we're going to go for the maid mode. Unfortunately, though, we have lost our... Oh, I mean, you've got a training, which, whilst it's not going to go into the battle area, it's going to go top of security, which is going to keep you safe just for a little bit longer. I realize I needed to zoom this camera slightly further out because the new wave of double tap playmats are nice and big, upped from the 24 inches that they were for the case tournament to 26 for the production. Shout out to Kaylin Muriel Art for the art on the right, and the Saf himself did the art on the left. Mem said at this time, so the Keenan is going to make it so we do actually get to play a little bit, but we're going to have to stay in the back, spend the boost, grab the Ravemon. I think we're missing the Chromon, so this might just be enough swings for game, depending on how it's done. I'm going to go Domon, just to get searching. But again, we're missing the green plugin. So what we're going to do is we're going to swing, use the Rika to play the blue plugin to give Kuzuha jamming. We're going to gain back to just one memory, because the Renamon hasn't evolved yet. Woo! Okay, so we're going to pop the Renamon, which is kind of big. I'm actually kind of shocked that we didn't play out the body, because that is the thing that Kuzuha is supposed to do. We obviously didn't pay for the option, but we still used an option. So you could have had your Domon come out. Now we're going to have the second Kuzuha, which is going to play Training. Training going to find... Okay, we're going to take the QB. No. Training, find Training. Nice little block string. And now we're actually going to use these Kuzuha effects, surely. Out comes Domon, out comes Domon. And, you know, 2 level 5s is kind of difficult to deal with. We're going to crack the boost to go to 5. And then up we go into Chromon. So it looks like we have everything. When attacking, it can turn into a Ravemon. Swinging at Kuzuha is going to go into the Ravemon. It's 12k, so it's actually bigger here. Then end of attack A is going to pop itself, which then means we get to gain back the memory and draw thanks to the Keenan. Gain back the memory off the inherits. We do get a pop on one of the unsuspendeds, which will take out one of the Domons. So he does get to keep turn here. The problem is I don't think he has enough pressure in order to actually keep himself alive. Especially if the last Sakuya is yet another... If it's another Kuzuha, which I think it is, then I think it's pretty curtains because the Kuzuha will play out the Domon, Domon will bounce the blocker, and that should be it. I can pitch one to stop it, and there's no need to because he'd gain back the memory and draw one, but I mean, you go back to 3 anyway, so really just be denying the hand. There's no aces to be worrying about at level 3, and he should just be able to swing this one out. I guess, like, ideal timing is crack Training, go into Kuzuha, Kuzuha play out the Domon once you play an option card, which he does find one, so at the very minimum we do have one. So we're going to play the blocker reboot. Oh, never mind, we're going to play a Training. Brand new Training off of it, which then gain back 1, shrinks off, and then we're going to play out the 5 and the 3. Keenan going to wrestle back 1 memory because the Digimon was played by an effect. I don't think it matters though. Kuzuha has blocker reboot and protection. We're going to swing it and just let it go. Roar into security. Going to go the second one in, which does trade. None of the others have restands here, so we'd actually need the regular Sakuya to show up. So we're going to go Yokomon to give blocker here. As a reminder, the Ravemon is going to come back. So this is why we're going to use the Sakuyamon Maid mode in order to give that blocker reboot into the Kuzuha. So that way when Ravemon comes back, they still trade. So there's 2 blockers here. That said, oh, actually, the black plugin, I can't remember if it protects against bot deck. I know it protects against deletion. I'm going to get rid of the Rika and then yoink back the top card from security. So don't get to activate the black plugin out of it. And then when it attacks, there is a Kuzuhamon in trash. Yeah. It has to be the name. So there's no rule text that says Sakuyamon main mode is treated as Sakuyamon. But Sakuyamon will kill off the Kuzuha, but instead going to use the QBmon, which kills off the Yokomon, because Yokomon is treated as QB, which means it does get to go through and swing through. It is bigger than the Kuzuha, which is why he lets it through. The thing is, I don't know that he has another means of safely clearing board here. Having the protection against deletion is pretty big. We're going to pop the Ravemon with the calling that was found off the Wisdom Training, which is going to give us back the reboot blocker, well, the retail blocker. Oh, that's a Gazimon, the on deletion. the other rookie. We're just going to play the blocker and see if you can find a way through it. We're going to give a little cheeky thumbs up to the channel, and that is going to be us calling it. So the bonus game goes the way of Sakuyamon, but the main best of one does go to Ravemon, definitely showing that the format can be very, very punishing, and hand rip sometimes doesn't leave you the chance to get back. If you like what you saw and you do want to see more, then make sure to smash the like button respectfully and go into the comments and go onto that call to action I gave you in the break. If you want to get videos like this nice and early, then consider joining the growing list of members. And as always, have yourselves a damn good one.